This laptop comes in a little over $300, so really truly budget laptop. Not bad price at all. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off out the back. I love the overall space of the laptop. There is a ton of room on this keyboard. You guys will be seeing the close-ups, but I'm just gonna open it up right here. It's massive. So you get a full keyboard. Now this is still, it's a budget laptop. So a little over $300, you get a full keyboard with number pad. And of course you get the full 15-inch, it's actually 15.6 or 15.2 inch screen. Now Dell calls this screen a HD screen. It's 1366 by 768. I don't call that HD. You're gonna hear me say that again because I have another laptop video coming up for you soon. Yeah, I don't call that HD. I'm sorry, I said Dell. I'm sorry. HP loves to call this, wants to call this HD. To all laptop manufacturers, that's not HD, but whatever. It's a nice screen. Looks well and good light. I don't know how it looks outside. This laptop is probably not going to be used outside most of the time. It's going to be used inside a classroom or here at home. So as far as any anti-glare or whatever the hell technology they always trying to say they put inside these screens, I don't know if it works well or not. You guys have to tell me down below in the comment. On the bottom, you have some set screws that you'll be able to upgrade the memory and hard drive, hopefully. Maybe? Yeah, and memory, and apparently the wireless is underneath this panel. The hard drive is probably going to have to pop off the whole panel because I don't see that sign right here. So I will say right now, the hard drive is a 500 gig, 5400 RPM hard drive. That's not going to cut it for me. So later on, I will be updating the hard drive in here. And to match that, they have 4 gigs of memory. So it's a Windows 10 with a 5400 RPM hard drive and 4 gigs of memory. Obviously, I'm trying to tell you that there is going to be some lag on this laptop when you're using it in day-to-day applications. So the first 2 things you should do, update the hard drive with an SSD and swap out the memory for at least 8 to 16 gigs. I would say 16 gigs because the 16 gigs laptop memory is actually pretty affordable. So yeah, I'll leave some links down below for those 2 things. So where you can actually find a comparable size SSD, which I think ADATA sells a very cheap 480 gig SSD that you can swap out the 500 gig in here for and still get the space ample and just much more performance. And of course, there's a few different 16 gig kicks laptop members that you can get to put in here. Besides the hard drive and the memory, there isn't much else really to complain about. You don't have Bluetooth, at least I didn't see that in the specs on this laptop, and I don't see any buttons for it either. That's not a big deal. The wireless, for some reason, it doesn't see my 5 gigahertz network. So I'm gonna chunk that up to the actual network card inside the laptop because my 2015 older Dell laptop that I also have, I'll be talking to you about that in another video, can see the 5 gigahertz network just fine. This one only sees the 2.4. That's okay. I mean, the 2.4 gives me a 24 down and 10 up, so not bad. That's in megabits per second. That's just my internet. It has nothing to do with the laptop. But yeah, so if you have a 5 gigahertz network in the house and you want to hook this laptop up to it, I don't know. It probably won't work because it seems to me that this laptop is not does not work with those kind of networks. Yeah, it's portable as it can be for what is meant to be a laptop for school or for office that's budget and gives you a full keyboard and a nice big screen. So it's just as portable as it can be with that. It's not too light. It feels few pounds, maybe 3 or so, maybe a little heavier than that, considering that it has the spinning 5400 RPM hard drive in here. But no, not too bad. You'll definitely be able to tote this around. I'm going to get a case for it because the last con I have about this is this glossiness mess. I love the pattern, but I hate glossy. I mean, I really prefer matte everything when it comes to my electronics. Gloss, I don't like gloss. I have to constantly wipe this thing off. It's already picking up tons of fingerprints from when I went ahead and set it up. So yeah, that's the last con I have about it. So let's go ahead and recap real quick. The pros: full-size keyboard, nice size screen, looks really good for a budget laptop. The price will be the next pro about it. And overall, that is it for the pros. And the cons is definitely the 5400 RPM hard drive. Yeah, it's 500 gigs, which is enough space for most people. But the speed of the hard drive is, I just don't want to see any more spin disk hard drives. 5400 RPM hard drive, the 4 gigs of memory. I'm talking about it only has one stick 4 gig DIMM installed in here. That's ridiculous. The memory, and of course this glossiness, and also the wireless, which apparently does not see 5 gigahertz networks. There's really no reason for that. Once again, I have other laptops in the same price range here in the house that can do that just fine. And they also came with an SSD. Just saying. So yeah, as far as my recommendation to buy it, yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, the fact that it doesn't see 5 gigahertz network is really not that big a deal. And the speed, as far as the lag and all that, will be almost completely gone, considering that this is a quad-core laptop. There's a quad-core CPU in here, Intel quad-core. Not the fastest. It's a 2.1 gigahertz, but still, it's a quad-core CPU in here. So the only thing you really need to do, swap out the 5400 RPM for an SSD, swap out that 4 gig DIMM for an about 16 gigs or at least an 8 gig set, add another 4 gig DIMM to it, and you'll be set. You'll have a snappy, fast Windows 10 laptop ready to go, do anything you need to as far as work related, and maybe even play some games though. It's a quad-core CPU. I'm pretty sure the graphics is decent enough for at least mid to low quality graphics on a lot of games out today, except for, of course, your AAA titles. You're going to struggle with that. But other than that, I definitely don't mind this. If you see this for a good price, around 300 or so, you really need a laptop. Yeah, check it out. I actually picked this up from Walmart, so a lot of people don't like that, but it wasn't bad for me. You guys have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the video. I see you. Bye.